Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're focusing on a tiny powerhouse that, well, deserves far more respect than it often gets. The humble sardine. You know the story. These little fish are seen as incredibly safe, low-mercury choices, packed with essential protein, omega-3s, and just tons of vitamins. They really seem like a perfect food. But our deep dives into the sources revealed something pretty shocking. Most of us are making these routine mistakes that actively, strip away those nutritional benefits, ruin the flavor, and basically waste the very goodness we bought them for.
That's absolutely true. When you look at the core health benefits, things like heart protection, brain fuel, bone support sardines are kind of irreplaceable. But if you're unconsciously sabotaging them through, say, poor preparation or bad shopping habits, you might only be getting half the value, maybe less.
So that's our mission today. We're going to walk through the major slip-ups. We've sort of organized them into three simple areas: the preparation mistakes you might make in the kitchen, the selection errors in the grocery aisle, and the culinary missteps that can mess up the flavor. This is your essential guide to maximizing every single tin. Okay, let's unpack this. We'll start in the kitchen with what I think is maybe the most counterintuitive mistake, and honestly one I'm definitely guilty of:
Yeah.
throwing away the bones. I mean, we're taught since we're kids to debone fish. Is it really safe to eat those tiny spines?
Oh, it's not only safe, it's profoundly beneficial. Here's the key thing. The canning process. It's essentially an industrial pressure cooker. It softens those tiny bones until they are completely tender, easily digestible. Often you won't even notice the texture difference.
Really? Not even notice.
Many people don't. And this is where the nutritional gold mine is hidden. Those soft bones are one of the most concentrated natural sources of calcium you can find in food. We're talking well over a third of your daily calcium need in just one serving. And what's fascinating here is the synergy. The fish itself also provides plenty of vitamin D, which is, well, non-negotiable for your body to actually absorb all that bone-building calcium. So if you throw away the bones, you break up that perfect nutritional team.
That's a really hard habit to break, though. My instinct, still tells me to pick them out or toss them. How significant is the calcium loss if I do toss them?
It's major. A huge chunk of the calcium is in those bones. And practically speaking, why bother? Deboned sardines often cost more, and because of the extra handling, they tend to look kind of broken up anyway. The solution is simple. Just keep the bones. Get the full calcium D power duo without really noticing they're there.
Okay. Speaking of things we throw away, this next one, the source is called the most costly mistake. I'm looking at the can, I see all that oil, and my immediate reaction is, drain this. Fewer calories. So why is draining that precious oil down the sink such a disaster? Here's where it gets really interesting.
Because that golden liquid, it's absolutely not just oil. It is effectively liquid nutrition. Think about what happens in the can. Over months of storage, there's this slow, gentle exchange going on. The omega-3 fatty acids and the fat-soluble vitamins like D and E naturally leach out of the fish flesh and infuse the surrounding oil.
I see. So the oil soaks it all up.
Exactly. By throwing that oil away, you are literally pouring valuable nutrients, specifically those long-chain omega-3s that protect your heart, your brain, your immune system, right down the drain.
I've been doing this my entire life. Viewing the oil as just packing material, not an asset.
Right.
So how should we actually use it then? It feels maybe too strong to just drizzle over everything.
You should embrace it. Think of it as a free flavor and nutritional boost. Use that oil as a base for something else. Instead of opening a new bottle of salad dressing, use that sardine oil. Or use it to saute vegetables, onions, garlic maybe for a pasta sauce or a soup base. It adds this beautiful savory depth. You can even just mix it with a little balsamic vinegar and dip some good bread into it. It's really too valuable to waste.
Okay, that makes sense. And linking right back to the liquid, we should probably address the common impulse to rinse the sardines underwater. A lot of people do this, thinking it reduces the salt or cuts down on what they perceive as fishiness.
Yeah, rinsing is fundamentally counterproductive. First, it washes away flavor and the very nutrients we just talked about, those omega-3s and fat-soluble vitamins that have seeped into the liquid around the fish. Second, if you rinse oil-packed sardines, it just makes them slippery and tends to break the delicate flesh apart. They get messy. And third, rinsing to reduce salt. It's pretty ineffective because the salt is already fully absorbed into the fish muscle itself during the canning process. Rinsing the surface won't do much.
Now, does it even work for the salt?
Not significantly. If salt is your concern, the much better solution is simply to buy low-sodium varieties at the store. They make them specifically. Or just be mindful and reduce the salt you add to the rest of your meal. Don't undo months of flavor building just by running water over them for a few seconds.
Right. That takes us neatly out of the kitchen and right into the grocery aisle for section 2, can choices and safety slip-ups. Since we've established the importance of that liquid after the can is opened, let's go back to the beginning. The choice you make right there on the shelf. Choosing water-packed instead of oil-packed. Water seems healthier, right? Fewer calories.
That calorie assumption is a classic trap. While the total number might be lower on paper, the quality of the experience and, importantly, the nutrition can suffer significantly. Oil acts as a crucial sort of shield. It keeps the fish much fresher tasting and protects the texture for the long haul. Crucially, it helps prevent the natural, healthy oils within the fish from oxidizing, from going rancid or breaking down due to air trapped in the can.
So water-packed tins are basically sacrificing flavor and maybe even some nutritional integrity for fewer calories.
Precisely. Water-packed sardines often turn out kind of bland, dry, or they can even develop a metallic taste because the water just doesn't protect those delicate fats from air exposure nearly as well as oil does. Yes, the oil adds calories, but they are the right kind of calories, healthy fats that maximize flavor and ensure you're getting the full nutritional profile. For maximum benefit and enjoyment, honestly, you should probably skip the water-packed tins most of the time.
Okay, point taken. Oil-packed it is. So once we've made the right selection, let's talk storage. We have the general idea that canned food is indestructible, lasts forever. But once you pop that lid, things change fast, right?
Yeah.
What are the sort of silent enemies of canned sardines before and after opening?
Yeah, before opening, the enemies are mainly heat, direct sunlight, and moisture. These can speed up the breakdown of both the fish and the can itself over time. You should always give cans a quick check for any bulges, serious rust, or dents along the seams before you buy or open them. Once open, the big enemy is air. Exposure causes rapid oxidation, which changes the flavor for the worse and quickly degrades those valuable omega-3 fats.
And what about safety time limits? Can I just leave leftovers in the open can in the fridge for a day or two?
Definitely not recommended. Leaving them in the original metal can really speeds up spoilage, and critically, it imparts this nasty metallic taste to the fish. You'll notice it. Water-packed spoils fastest. Usually you want to eat those within 24 hours. Oil-packed gives you a little more time, maybe 2 to 3 days, tops, in the fridge.
Ah, that metallic taste. I've had that happen.
Yeah, it's unpleasant. The essential rule is immediate transfer. As soon as you open the can, move any leftovers into a clean glass or plastic airtight container right away. This simple step prevents that metallic taste and slows down the oxidation process dramatically. It makes a huge difference.
Makes perfect sense separating them from the metal. And you mentioned a handy rotation hint for those of us who like to stock up on different varieties.
Yes. Sardines packed in acidic liquids like tomato sauce, mustard, or maybe a lemon brine tend to break down a bit faster than those packed purely in oil. The acid accelerates the process, you see. So when you stock your pantry, it's a good idea to use up those acidic varieties first and save your pure oil-packed tins for longer storage. FIFO, but with a twist for acidity.
Good tip. Okay, we bought the best, we've stored them correctly. Now let's move to section 3, unlocking maximum flavor. It sounds simple, but a mistake people apparently make is thinking all sardines taste the same. They treat them like, I don't know, a generic commodity, not like fine cheese or wine.
That's a great analogy, actually. The flavor profile is surprisingly complex. It's deeply affected by geographic origin. Are they Atlantic versus Mediterranean or Pacific? The water temperature matters, the fish's diet, even the season it was caught. Later catches, for instance, are often fattier and more robust in flavor. And then, of course, the packing liquid is critical. Smoked oil, chili oil, a really good quality extra virgin olive oil versus something generic. It all makes a difference. Exploring different brands and types can completely transform your experience.
So we have this rich, varied ingredient, yet the next mistake is kind of treating them like a finished product. Only eating them straight from the can, maybe on a cracker.
Yeah.
They're versatile.
Absolutely versatile. Think of them not just as a snack, but as an intensely flavorful ingredient that can boost protein, omega-3s, and that savory umami depth into dozens of recipes. Instead of just stacking them on a cracker, try mashing them up with avocado or maybe some Greek yogurt for a really high-protein spread or dip. Stir them into a pasta sauce right at the very end of cooking so they don't break down too much. Or fold them into scrambled eggs or omelets for a powerhouse breakfast. They also make a fantastic savory topping for toasted sourdough, maybe paired with some capers and chopped tomatoes.
Oh, that sounds good.
And if we connect this back to nutrition, pairing them creatively often has a bonus. Eating sardines with vitamin C-rich foods like those tomatoes or maybe bell peppers actually helps your body absorb more of the iron that's naturally present in the fish.
That's a great synergy tip. Now, if they are this flavorful, we need to be careful with pairings. The next big slip-up mentioned is pairing sardines with the wrong flavors. They are inherently bold, oily. How do we balance that richness effectively?
The key word here is contrast. Maximum contrast. You need bright, tangy, or acidic ingredients that actively cut through that richness and sharpen the overall flavor profile. Think of the perfect partners. A good squeeze of lemon juice, high-quality vinegar, salty capers, maybe thinly sliced pickled red onions, or powerful fresh herbs like dill and parsley. Those really lift it.
Right, cut through the fat.
Exactly. I'll admit, my first attempt years ago was putting them on a really buttery cracker, total mistake. The double richness was just overwhelming. You want to avoid heavy creamy sauces, very buttery dishes, or overly sweet pairings. The sheer weight of flavor, or that clashing sweetness, just overpowers the palate. You need fresh, vibrant, acidic partners to make the fish shine.
Okay, contrast is king. Finally, let's address maybe the biggest hurdle for new eaters. Avoiding sardines because of fishiness. Is that strong, sometimes overwhelming taste just inevitable?
The truth is, good quality sardines, well packed and properly stored, should taste clean, savory, and pleasantly briny like the sea, basically. If they taste unpleasant, overly strong, or overtly fishy in a bad way, it's usually a sign of a problem. It could be a quality issue from the start, a dating issue, they're old, or a storage issue after opening. The flavor has likely gone off due to oxidation or maybe poor initial quality control.
So it's not inherent to the fish itself.
Not in good quality ones, no. The solution is kind of twofold. First, focus on reputable brands packed in excellent oil or sauce. Quality matters. Second, always use those brighteners we talked about. If you happen to open a can and find it slightly stronger than you like, don't just give up on it. Mix it aggressively into a salad with vinaigrette, or mash it with a heavy squeeze of lemon or vinegar. That acid immediately knocks down any lingering strong flavor.
Got it. Use acid as first aid.
Exactly. And before we wrap up, just a final bit of safety context is important because this is a potent food. While they're incredibly healthy for most people, those with high blood pressure or salt sensitivity should definitely be cautious and look specifically for low-sodium varieties. Check the labels. Furthermore, sardines are naturally high in purines. These are compounds that break down into uric acid in the body. So this is a concern for anyone managing gout or who is prone to developing uric acid kidney stones. They just need to be mindful of their overall consumption.
Right. Important caveats for some folks. Okay, so what does this all really mean? We've covered a lot of ground today, but the simple, actionable takeaways for you, the listener, seem pretty clear. When it comes to preparation, don't toss the bones. You want that calcium D team. And please, don't drain the oil. It's liquid gold, nutritionally speaking. When shopping, try to choose oil packed for protection and flavor. And when eating, remember, contrast is key. Pair that richness with sharp, acidic flavors like lemon, vinegar, capers.
Exactly. By avoiding these small, really common slip-ups, you ensure you're treating this incredible food with the respect it deserves. You maximize the benefit for your heart, your brain, your bones, all while enjoying one of the most affordable, nutrient-dense superfoods you can possibly buy. It's amazing value.
So here's the closing thought. If you're routinely tossing out the bones and draining away that precious, nutrient-rich oil, are you actually treating this powerhouse food more like waste? What small change will you make today to unlock their full potential? Something for you to chew on.